briefing video for the Metal Gear Sons of Liberty Let's Play. We're going to have a little talk about what we expect from this video,
from this game,
and what I am telling both you at home and Martin what you can expect. And
for those new viewers here, Riiser and I did a Let's Play of Metal Gear 1. He plays, I comment. He comments a lot too. He plays it because I have never played Metal Gear Solid. I've tried the first, say, roughly an hour or something of Metal Gear Sons of Liberty, and I failed hard. I can't sneak for shit, so we're doing this. And I've said often to Riiser here that I could watch him play Metal Gear Solid all the way through, probably, and be interested, genuinely interested all the way, but I can't play them myself, sadly, because I'm that bad at sneaking.
So this is mostly also a video to because Metal Gear is a hard game to get into. You are showing an example of that.
Definitely.
So we are making the Metal Gear Marathon to sort of give people who have not played the Metal Gear series a inside look of the Metal Gear universe. So this will be coming from me, who have played Metal Gear pretty much my entire life. And with Martin here as a what do you call it, a historical
commentation.
Yeah, he knows a lot about politics and history and stuff, which I don't. So that will be so we will try and comment and guide you guys throughout the game. So Metal Gear Substance.
Substance? You mean something?
It's because they made a game.
There's so many.
They made Metal Gear Substance, which was Metal Gear Sons of Liberty, and then they added a lot of shit to it.
And then it was called Sons of Liberty.
No, the first game was called Metal Gear Solid, and then Metal Gear Sons of Liberty came. Then they made what is called Metal Gear 2 Substance, which is Metal Gear Sons of Liberty with all sorts of extra things.
Okay.
It was before you started all this huge trend with Game of the Year edition.
So my Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty at home is incomplete.
Well, not really, but it didn't have all the extra things like VR missions.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Stuff I can actually do that.
It's extra gimmicky shit.
Alright, it's not extra story.
No,
fair enough. So it's not really expansion stuff, it's just...
it's just extra.
Okay.
It's just extra. DLC.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Sons of Liberty. Here is the gist of it. Metal Gear Sons of Liberty is one of the first games that made critics and non-video game players around the world start thinking that video games could actually be art. It's one of the first games that really broke the mold of that. So people started thinking that video games could be a lot more. This is also a game made by Hideo Kojima, and it's one of those games where I'll just come right out and say it now. I will be spoiling a lot of the game. Well, I'll try to keep it down a little, but I will interpret a lot of shit that is going to happen with that game, because the game is pretty hard on symbolism. And whenever you are thinking of something, there's also a reason for that. One of the things that I'll just... If you don't care for spoilers, just turn the video off now, and then you can just go right ahead with watching the...
Or we'll add a link to jump forward, say, whatever I'm going to say.
I don't know how to do it. I'll find a way. But there will be a spoiler here, so unless you see a big annotation thingy that shoots you forward, just cut it here and watch the actual Let's Play. But the thing about this game is there is... for the life of me, I don't recall what it's called. It's where media controls you. It's what's it called?
I can't remember what you would call it.
But it's a whole thing about where the media tells you one thing and it shows you one thing. Like there is this really great picture online that I'll try and see if I can throw in on the video, where you see like there's these two soldiers and some Pakistani guy, and you see it cut 3 different places. So there's like what the media wants you to see, and then they see like the soldier with his rifle pointed at the guy, and and then there's what the soldiers wants to see, and then you see like this guy, the soldier is giving this Pakistani some water, and then you see the real picture, and then it's like the entire thing where you see one soldier pointing the gun at him and another one giving.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of how the media is controlled and how you're meant to see different things.
It's actually the aspect of how journalists have a power to show us what they necessarily want, not what is necessarily the true thing.
Yeah, but social control or whatever I think it's called. But it isn't just journalism; it's how the media portrays it. So the reason why I'm mentioning this, and again, if I'm a little nifty and if I got a little extra time on my hands, I'll try and like fade videos into this. But all the trailers you saw from Metal Gear 2, Sons of Liberty, was all of Snake. You would see Snake walk around with this tank, and you would see him. So you were thinking, oh yes, this is Snake. We're going to play as Snake. Oh, I can't wait for it. And even the box art would all have Snake on it.
Yeah, I remember him being my
and the screenshots of the game would all have Snake on it. The moment you boot up, the intro screen will have Snake on it. So you were all like, Snake. And of course you play a little as Snake, but then you play the real game and you play as Raiden. And that's actually Hideo Kojima actually being the clever bastard that he is, where he was actually giving us an example of how the media can control you. Because you were seeing Snake, so you obviously thought, I'm going to play as Snake. But that was just him controlling you, like the media can.
Yeah.
Which is also a thing that he did with Repentance, Metal Gear Repentance, where he was showing all this crazy dumb shit where with Raiden that would get people up in arms, which was supposed to happen because it was exactly what he wanted, because people were going to buy the game now to see what the hell is this shit, this can't be real.
Yeah.
And so he's actually controlling you, and to think that the moment he makes trailers a part of the gaming experience, then you are doing something that no other gaming director has ever done, to my knowledge.
I can't recall that one either, but that's an interesting thing actually. Yeah, I do remember you played as Snake for the first bit of the game at least, because I remember I played as Snake and I heard Otacon yell a lot, Snake!
Yeah.
Consequently. But yeah, that's actually interesting. I think you mentioned before to me that you actually mostly play as Raiden throughout the second game. I think you've done that a few times off camera. Because obviously we talk about a lot of games in our every day, you know. But yeah, it's interesting. I also think you have mentioned already the thing with the trailers, how they portrayed Snake, just Snake. And it's an interesting way of, from a company's perspective, and also Hideo Kojima's perspective, obviously, to gather a lot of attention to the game and put you into a very shocking revelation.
Yeah.
Actually.
And there's also a thing, like, a lot of people were like, who's this pussy whip Raiden dude? He's so shit. And the thing is, actually, he's actually meant to disappoint the players. And he's meant to be this character that you don't really care about. Because, as we will also see in the game, he's the whole thing of your expectations of Metal Gear 2, where you are like thinking of Snake infiltrating a place and seeing all these different bosses and shit.
Yeah.
That's your expectations for Metal Gear 2.
Pretty much the same as the first game, somewhat.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's because when Metal Gear 2 came out, people were always thinking like that was the norm of a sequel. It was where you were playing the same thing, just better.
Yeah, in a different environment. Pretty much, the same thing, few different bosses.
And that mindset is actually also a thing that would continue to be Raiden's mindset. Like, he believes that he's going to be Snake, which we will see in the game, so I won't go too much into it. But remember, and this is also for you guys out there, that whatever feeling you're getting throughout this game, where you're thinking that this is sort of like Metal Gear 1, that is actually meant to be like that. You're meant to think like this is going to be that, but not really. So whenever you're thinking that, so whenever you're thinking like this is supposed to be this, or this is supposed to be that, or this reminds me of this, and this reminds me of her, or him, or whatever, hold on to that feeling, because it's actually meant to do that.
Alright, well that's interesting.
So like I said, it's a game that experiments a lot, and I think that if anything, I'll probably also say this in the briefing, but don't be much from now. So
it'll probably be a while till you see that actually.
So I'm just going to say it now while I remember it. A lot of movies out there where it's like symbolism, and then you won't understand the movie or the game or whatever until you find out what the symbolism is. So you can't just take the movie or the game at face value. You first have to understand the symbolism, and then a movie that comes to mind is, have you seen Antichrist?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
And then I strapped it to a fireworks rocket. Different story.
That's a horrible movie because, like, it's no wonder that you're supposed to analyze it.
Obviously not. It is a very, what would you say, a very artsy film.
Yeah, it's too artsy because you can't watch that movie and then just be like, that was okay. That's one thing that you will take at face value. No, you will have to analyze it to get anywhere with it.
Definitely.
Metal Gear 2 is a game where if you just take it at face value, then it will be a great game. But if you start going into depth with it, which is something I first found out like a year ago, and this game has been out for quite a long time, is that if you go into depth with it, and if you start analyzing it, and if you start finding out what the different things mean or symbolize or whatever, you don't just have a really great game, you have like, well, you can understand why it's an art piece.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's going to be interesting.
Do you have any closing words?
Not really, except I expect you to do a hell of a lot better than I did. For those of you out there that tried it, I played the first level with the ship, and I couldn't get past the area where all the soldiers are standing and looking at a picture and shifting, looking at that picture all the time, you know. That's where I got to. I could not get past that level for the life of me. Although I didn't check out any online guides at that time.
I don't know.
Actually, it wasn't. It was just, I think it's like 3 or 4 years ago I borrowed the game from you actually. I think it was around then, you know, and I just could not get past it. I couldn't get past it.
Well, we will have to see how it goes then.
As long as it doesn't go as badly as your Metal Gear Bricks.
Shut the fuck up. See you guys in our Let's Play. I really look forward to it because we are entering, but basically, well, we had Metal Gear Solid 4 and that kind of set the groundwork, but Metal Gear 2 is pretty much what starts the universe, what shows what kind of world we're living in. So I really look forward to it.
We're also entering an era of games where it became much more of a common thing for people to game, you know.
Yeah.
Play these deep games. And the time we're in now, play so many games with great story, great characters, great depths, and people speak about them all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Even people you don't expect to be gamers will know these games and probably have played them. And that era actually started with the PlayStation 2 to some degree, you could say. Metal Gear 2, as far as I know, would be one of the really first games out of the common knowledge that it has a story so large and deep, actually.
Yeah. See you guys in the Let's Play.
And take care.
Bye bye.